Hello everyone, welcome to your weekly card class for Maine. I am Julie Maxon, the Maine Stamper. I am here for your Monday card class at 8 p.m. and I'm actually on time today. So please give me some applause for that because I am normally at least 5 minutes late every Monday. I run around like a crazy woman before the class starts, but this week's a little different and I'm going to talk to you about a couple of reasons why. So tonight's card class is actually a fun fold class. Let me just tell you that first of all. It's a fun fold class. It's going to be tons of fun, but the fun is really in the folds. It's going to be different folds, not your typical hamburger and hot dog fold. So they're going to be a little bit different. And it's also a class that I just did. Hi, Jess. Thanks for joining me. I love when you guys jump on and say hi to me. This is a card class that I actually just did an in-person event for on Saturday past. So today's Monday, if you're watching us on another date. I had an in-person card class. I had 10 ladies, I think, 9 or 10 ladies came to my house. And of course, as has happened of the last month or so, I had my grands here too. So I did the card class with baby Layla on my hip. If you haven't seen the picture, she's adorable. She was very clingy to Mimi during the day, but it was a lot of fun for me to visit each table or each section of a table and kind of just show her off a little bit. And so I'm teaching her. She's 18 months old, just about. Teaching her young that card class is an amazing thing. Hi, Donna. I'm glad to see you on here. Hi, Flo. Okay, so we got some really awesome fun folds today. Now, this is not, obviously, fun fold cards are not your usual cards, but I'm also not using just one bundle today. Hi, Kelly. Good to see you here. I know you're excited about fun folds too. Hi, Kathy. Kathy was at my class, and Kathy brought blueberry coffee cake. Kathy is amazing. She's been really good at bringing us treats. Not that I'm going to put you on the spot, Kathy, but we do really enjoy your baked treats. So, hi, Michelle. We missed you at class. I wish that I had been able to see you. I'm sorry I haven't replied to your email. I have been a little busy and I hope you're doing well. So fun folds are on tap today. It's really exciting. We're going to use the November online exclusives. So something different from the mini catalog and the annual catalog. We're going into online exclusives. If you're not sure what they are, hi Lynn from Southern New Jersey. Glad to have you here today. We're doing fun folds today. Thanks, Kathy. You're so sweet. So fun folds. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna check out online exclusives. I'm gonna get you over to my workspace. I'm gonna stop watching comments for a little while and we're gonna actually get into this class. 4 cards, 4 fun folds. I did a lot of homework ahead of time so I can basically show you the folds, which is why you're here. You can swap in any stamping stamps and dies and punches and inks and whatever you want if you're just kind of following along and maybe jotting down some notes. I'll be sharing a few measurements. If you want the full color PDF recipes with directions, with picture tutorials, you have to order with me during this week. So Monday through Friday, I've got my host code live. It is J74VG6C3. Don't worry, you don't have to remember that. It is in the comment or the description, I should say, of this video. If you order with me this week, $45 or more gets you the 4 card kits, and I'm putting out some big work for these card kits for you. So $45 order gets you the card kits in the mail and the card recipes. And then if you do 55 and over, I'm going to throw in a mystery embellishment for you to just use on your cards or use it for a gift, whatever you like. So, all right, let's get over to my workspace. I think I chatted enough here for a few minutes. Let me find the button here to transition. Now, please continue to say hi as you're jumping on. I love to know who's hanging out with me. I'm really excited to have you here. I'm also excited that baby Ted has arrived. I'm not on last minute jump in the car and run down to watch the grands while baby Ted arrives. Baby Ted arrived. He's adorable. All is well. So November online exclusives came out the 1st of November. Not the first, but probably around the 5th. This is a cheat sheet that I had in my email newsletter. So it kind of shares with you all of the pictures of things that are in the online store so that you can print this and put it in your catalog. If you are a visual, you want to look at a piece of paper, maybe you need to check off what you've purchased. Print these off because then it's going to just help you. But I have all of these things here. These were in the November online exclusives. Now, does that mean they're only available in November? Heck no. We have some from, I think this was July. or August. I can't remember. I don't think I dated all of them. This might have been last spring. So there are still things from each of the online exclusive sets that are in the online store. Now, if you want to know everything that's in the online store, you just go shopping at Stampin' Up. You look for online exclusives when you're choosing a category to shop under, and you'll be able to see what is available, what's not available. If something's out of stock and it shows not available, it means it'll be back. So that's the good news. If you're looking for something older that they don't have available at all, that means it's gone for good. So the online exclusives, they hang out while they're here. There's no rhyme or reason to when they're going to go away. This Fun Fold card class is going to feature 4 different online exclusives. $45 order gets you the card kits, $55 order gets you mystery embellishment. This is my host code. I just went through this. This ends Friday at end of day. Normally I show off card kits right now, but they're so detailed and they're so crazy busy that I'm not going to share those with you until we get to the details, which we're going to. I have one more little cute plug. Check this out. Hopefully you can see this through the cellophane. Look how cute this is. Home for the holidays. It's like a little cellophane bag here, and it's got a honey stick in it, and a stir, and a little silver spoon, and then a tea bag. Thanks for everything. This is just an idea for all you crafty people out there that are interested in making little giftables, maybe for your girlfriends, little stocking stuffers. My coworker and friend Tammy brought this to me at Stamp Camp on Saturday. Her and her mom Pat have been doing lots of craft fairs, and this is one of the products they made. So I just wanted to share with you how awesome is that. I love little things like that, and I love getting, I mean, okay, come on, I'm as crafty as you guys all are, but man, do I love getting something crafty as a gift. It lights me up. So I just had to share that with you so that you could see what I got from my friend Tammy. All right, so this is what we got here for card number 1. And so they're kind of in the bins like so. So this is basically your card kit that you're going to be getting, so 1 of 4. And I started to prep some of it because I wanted to show you some of these things to you, but I also wanted to not have this card class be crazy, like, you know, 5 hours deep for 4 cards. These are fun folds, right? So this one may look like your basic A2 card size, right? This has got a front and back in red, but when you open it, this is called the square interlocking. So as I'm opening it, you can see this square right here is kind of lifting out of the opening in the front. And then the inside looks like this. So it kind of folds back together. Now you can do different shapes here. You don't have to do squares. You can do circles. You could do tags, whatever you've got that's going to nest and going to be able to fit on the front here to do this. So we're going to talk about how to put this one together. Now this is the only Christmas one that I have, and I kind of combined a few things to make this Christmassy because I kind of, you know, I had to. This paper is so cute. This is the Take a Bow paper, right? So any of these sheets, if you have this at home, any of these 6x6 sheets, you're going to use almost a full sheet to do this card, but any of these are super cute and adorable. I'm using Real Red as my card base. I am using the Stylish Shapes squares. Stylish Shapes are my favorite dies in the world, in case you didn't know this about me. I have 2 sets. At one time I had 3 sets, but I gave one away as a prize. I love these so much. So that's what helps us to make this opening. Now this is a stamp set, a November online exclusives called Perfect Pairs. So this one doesn't have dies, it's just a standalone stamp set. It's photopolymer. Obviously things here are in pairs, right? We've got milk and cookies, just like we've got here on our cute little card. There's salt and pepper. We have puzzle pieces that you could interlock. The cow could go on the milk carton. I wanted it to be a little bit more Christmassy. We use a gingerbread man. We've got We Go Together Like, You Complete Me, and Perfect Pair. So it's just a really cute little fun. If you like the puns, you're going to like this stamp set. Now that's the November online exclusive. I also borrowed a stamp from More Than Autumn. I used that little gingerbread man from this one, in case you're wondering where the ginger man came from. And then Sweetest Star, I used the sentiments for this card because they worked out really well. So I just wanted to share with you a few of those things before we start diving into this card and how it's all going to come together. So you're going to get your card kit at home. It's going to have a piece of white that you're going to have to score, and you're going to score it at 4 and 6. 4 and 6 are going to go the long way. Okay, so it's going to fit in your card just like this. So you can see here, if I lay them kind of one above the other, I can pick it up right here, right? So it is 5 1/4 tall because it's your basic, almost like your basic inside mat, right? But it's going to be scored at 4 and 6 when you get going here, so you can create this cute little bend in it. So you're going to be doing that at home because you're going to have directions with your PDFs. Now this one I think is partially done. I have to kind of figure these out as I go because I partially did some and then I left some totally undone. So let's see what I got in this one. This is going to be one of those classes where it may look like the teacher is slightly confused, and that's probably okay. All right, this one is partially done. So I did score this already. So you can see the 4 and 6 right here, and this is your insert. This is the one we're going to work with, partially done. So I wanted to explain, to make this card, the first thing you're going to do, actually you're not going to do this, I'm going to do this for you. I'm actually doing some of this work for you so that you can have these at home. But I did leave this one undone to share with you how this goes. So you're going to take your designer paper. You may be getting different designs, and you could obviously switch them out as well. It was a lot of fun at card class on Saturday. I had all my stampers. I gave them the options. Not all of them took the options. Some of them were just like, we'll just go with whatever card DSP we have in our kit. We don't have to worry about switching them out. Some of them wanted to switch. Now I'm putting the glue, the adhesive is going on just the outside, not the inside. And I'm going to slide some things around here so I can find a flat surface to work on. We're going to put this down. This is your basic 4 by 5 1/4 mat. And remember, I didn't glue anything in the middle, and that's because I'm gonna actually do this part for you. So you are gonna get partial cards here. If you were doing this at home, not using the card kits and wondered how we're doing this, we're gonna take our larger die. So the larger of the 2 dies that we're using, you're going to put it on your card front, wherever you want it to go. I kind of left mine a little bit toward the top. You're going to run this through your die cutting machine with the card base open, in the open position, okay? And when you're done with that part, it's going to look like this. And because we didn't glue these 2 together, so it's going to pop out like this. Pretend we just die cut that, right? And because these are not glued together, you can separate these squares. Now this is going to be something you can, I'm not sure if I'm sending you this or not. I shouldn't say these things, but you are going to have the red square to work with. You're also going to already have die cut the white square. So you're going to have these 2 items. You're going to have this piece that you're going to do your folding on. You've got some DSP. You've got, look, milk and cookies are ready to go magically, right? So we're going to mix and match some of our designs. I think I've got them all mixed up right now. So let's just continue working here. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our folded white that we've just scored. We've scored this at 4 and 6, and we can go ahead and put this on the inside of our card. So I'm just going to flip this over. So when you look at the back side of this, this is a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of white cardstock, and it's going to come right in here. Center it like you normally would, right? Like it's just a single layer. We're centering it, but the fun fold's going to come off here to the right, just like this. So you've got a mountain here, your valley is right here. And then we're going to flip our designer paper over so we have a couple of different patterns. Now, of course, if you like matchy, you don't have to do that. This is going to come on here. I may have cut that too big. I did. I meant to cut that a little bit smaller, but it's going to come on here full length today because I didn't trim that down. Actually, maybe I like that better. These are hefty craft sit-ins, right? When you do something that you didn't quite mean to do. So this actually comes all the way up. My directions are going to say that it's going to be a different size. So let's keep that in mind as we go. We're going to just keep moving on here though. We can stamp this sentiment on the inside. We've got this little scrap right here. Hopefully this is the right size. It is. This is where you decide which side you want to have up. I'm going to mimic the very front of this card with the designer series paper and pop that in there. Just make sure that your edge doesn't kind of interfere where your designer series paper lands on this crease. It doesn't interfere with the fold part. So you can see here that we've got this started nicely. May your days be merry and bright. I'm wondering if I mounted that one up. Let me see. I did. Okay, we're using real red ink. For this one, we've got a real red card base. So we're going to go ahead and get this one going. May your days be merry and bright. It's going right here in the middle, just like so. That is beautiful. Now let's talk a little bit about our white square that we're going to stamp on. So I'm going to bring this up here so you can see this. So you can see this little white square here. And this, again, is stylish shapes. We've got something that says Sweet Wishes. I thought this worked out perfectly with milk and cookies, right? I love to go through my different stamps and different things and try to find things that work beyond the original idea for the bundle, right? So something that's kind of different. All right, so we've got our Sweet Wishes on here. It's beautiful. This is actually going to come on here on this red square. You're going to look for the pretty side to be up, right? So we always want to keep the more dull and fuzzy side as the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere these squares together and try to not get red ink everywhere. Now you've got the, I've got the Memento ink here. You should have in your card kit, besides all these squares and such, you should have a little piece of white paper. Here's where Milk and Cookies come into play. So this is from the Stamp Set online exclusives, came out in November. It's going to be around for a bit. You're going to stamp a milk carton. You're going to stamp a cookie, or 2 or 3, you know, however many you want. I'm just giving you paper for that much. And then this little gingerbread man, oh my goodness, he is so stinking cute, and I love that he fits on the milk carton. Like, perfect, right? So we did this in Memento ink because we're going to do some coloring with blends. So I chose, I've got Cherry Cobbler in Real Red for the cookie. Let me just bring these up here so you can see. And I left a little bit of white on here. One of my gals actually left the entire hearts white, and it was really cute. So I kind of left a little white on this one just to change it up a little bit. For the cookie itself, I have SU 200 and SU 400. I felt like these were cookie colors. Nice cookie colors, right? We've got a lot of browns and neutrals in those 2 packs. You can pick those up for your all kinds of things that you're going to color. I've also got the Light Pool Party. So with the Light Pool Party, I went around all of the black lines on the milk carton. And of course, I colored my gingerbread man in and the straw as well. So you can see here some simple coloring and some fussy cutting. So there's no dies to this set. You are going to simply cut them out just like so, and it is really easy, even around the straw. This is an easy one to do, so in case you're wondering like, oh my goodness, how could I ever? You definitely can. So we're going to just pretend that by the magic of all this television stuff we got going on, I'm going to start moving some things aside here. We're going to put this together so you can see how this is going to go. So we're going to start with the card in the closed position. This square came right out of this hole to begin with, and it's going to fit right back in just like a puzzle piece. So what we want to do is, with the card closed again, and you're going to have to hold it a little bit, it's going to bounce. This part right here, where all this green, this pretty green paper is, this is where you're going to put your adhesive. Just there, not on this piece, because this has to be a free-flowing piece. And then we're just going to puzzle piece it back in here. This is the square interlocking card. If it was a circle, it would be the circle interlocking card. I mean, basically whatever shape you got, it gives you the idea. Now when we're done here, it's adhered to here, but the back side isn't glued to anything. So we have that ability to move this around. So that's how you're going to do that part. And now basically all you're going to do is add Milk and Cookies and maybe some little peppermints, because how cute are those, right? So I know the peppermints have been coming and going so frequently. We're getting dizzy with when they're in and when they're not. So they are not, again, in stock. They will be back on December 23rd. Now I know that that's probably like maybe not useful for you if you wanted them before Christmas. However, I will have another little ordering special, and I'll be offering some more peppermints for maybe you've missed some and you really, really want some. Or you can just wait and grab them when they come back in. I feel like they're a popular enough item that Stampin' Up! Just keeps bringing them back around. I don't think they're going to retire them, because otherwise by now they'd say, never mind. So our little Milk and Cookie is just going to go right on here. Super sweet, simple card. Now this is probably the easiest of my fun fold cards for today, and I think it's the one that quite a few of my stampers loved this card. They said they could see themselves making this over and over, which is a really great testament to a good card, right? Because if you want to make more of them and you feel like you're confident enough that you can make more of them, then that is exactly what I love to hear. So there it is, super cute. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this Sweet Wishes card. I just think it's adorable. Not a lot of coloring on it as well. And of course, as I mentioned in the description of this video, you can change this to be any designer paper. You can change it to be any theme, which I really want to try to get done. If I have time, I'm going to change up some themes for you this week as well. But there's card number 1. We are done with that one. Let me clear this down. We're going to start on card number 2. And while I do that, I'm also going to just kind of peek over and see, hi, Lori, I missed you Saturday. I hope your shopping trip was wonderful. Hi, Janice from Batavia. Hi, Mom. That's so awesome. What length did I say the white insert is? Let us review that. Oh, you want my notes? Here you go. Take a quick screenshot. Here they are. This is how I do my cards. I draw everything out, and you can see here all the product that I've used, all the measurements, and then eventually they turn into some really pretty PDFs. But Kelly, this one is, I believe it's 5 1/4 tall, and it is 8 inches long. So you're going to score this one at 4 and 6, as mentioned earlier. So I'm cheating a little bit. Normally I don't give away all those trade secrets unless you order with me, but I'm being really ho generous tonight. So that is card number 1. Hope you guys loved that one. We're going to pop over and do card number 2 next. So again, fun fold cards. I got a whole nother bin here, a whole nother bin of action. And we're going a little bit wild in the pink area here tonight. So this one is definitely not Christmassy. This one, and I'm kind of holding this together here, this is a celebration card, and it's also very, very pink and beautiful. So you can see here that this one, it's opened up. It's kind of like the length is your basic card base length. This is a card base that is your 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. But then we put some scores in it and we fold it up. So this is what it looks like from the back. So it's kind of almost like a gatefold right here, but it's got that whole, like, it's called a 3-panel card. I'm going to set it up just like this for just 1 second. I'm going to flip back over so I can make sure you guys can see. Yep. Okay. Good. So there it is, just like that. Super fun, right? Now you're getting a whole bunch of things in your card kit. And as just like before, I have some stuff that I did ahead. Lots of parts and pieces. Gotta remember to get them all out. And then some stuff that you have to do at home, because I'm not going to do the cake. The cake, let's talk about the cake celebrations. This is the online exclusive bundle for this card. Cake celebrations. I love anything with cake, like also to eat, but also to stamp with. I just feel like it's perfect for birthdays. It's perfect for celebrations, all the good stuff, right? If it's not the dog hair, it's mine. I swear, everything is like got hair in it. Cake celebrations. So back to this now. This has some abstract stamping that you can do. It's got the cake platter, got some cute little flowers, some leaves, of course. Candles are adorable. They're tiny, and there's little tiny flames that go above them, and there's actually a die that will cut them out at the same time. This is the die right here. Now you would stamp your flames closer to the candle. They wouldn't be quite that high. We've got celebrate, birthday, anniversary, wedding, day, and happy. So I did happy birthday on this one. So celebrate is here on the front. It's a busy card. You may not have noticed it celebrates right here. And on the back side, I've got happy birthday. So that is our fun fold here using cake celebrations. Now, there are lots of good dies here. We've got the cake stand. We've got flowers and leaves. We've got the cake. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the cake. We've got a cute little banner. We've got some cute layers, frosting, everything you would want, right? Without the calories. We're going to go there with that. All right. I also used, this is, oh my goodness, drawing a blank. Let me look here really quickly. Wildflower Designs. I used some of the dies from Wildflower Designs, so you can see them here. You're actually getting these as part of your card kits. So when you get your card kit, this is mine, this is yours. This is what yours is going to look like. You're not going to get these directions in your card kit. They're going to come on the PDF. But here it is, card kit that you would get. You're going to get a card base. Do not fold it in half. Remember, we're going to score this in some different directions, right? But you are going to get some DSP. Now, this is again from the new online exclusives. Check out the fun on the back. This is actually in, I can't think of the name of it right now. It is Marbled Elegance Designer Series paper. It comes in with the Hearts of Elegance suite. So there's a whole suite based on Valentine's Day, hearts, dies, all the good stuff. I use this paper for cake celebrations because I thought it was just fun. You are going to get some things that you're going to have to stamp on and do some things with as well. You would be die cutting these to make your cake, but you are getting these pieces die cut for you. So this is again from the Wildflower Designs die. So this is what you would be getting in your kit. Lots and lots of stuff. This is the card kit that I have started, and I've already done the scoring. So you're going to take your 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 card base. You're going to score it at 2 inches, 3 1/8, 5 3/8, 6 1/2, and then you're going to fold it, right? So you're going to have valley, mountain, and then this one would be, I guess it depends on how you're looking at it, right? I'm just going to say you're going to do some fun folding. You're going to have the panels here on the back, and this this middle section is going to kind of pop forward, if that helps. But there's no right or wrong way. If you fold the wrong way, you can always refold it. That's not the problem. Just make sure your score lines are correct. So there is our card base, and there is our scoring. This is called a triple panel card. This piece that you're getting right here is going to be for the back stamping. So if you flip this over, it fits right here in the middle. So you can pop that on there for that part. And then you have designer series paper choices. When we start out, I have one of the flower, so the backs look very similar, but one with the flower design. And I'm going to go crazy like some of my stampers did. We're going to switch this up a little bit today because my original card is more plain with the designer series paper, because I really like that. But I understand the allure of changing things up a little bit. And especially because this shiny gold stuff is on the back side of it, right? So this front panel of DSP is going to come right over here. And then our little side panels, whichever side you decide to use, up or down. And I just thought this was a really fun card. We've been focusing a lot, you know, we've gone from fall to, you know, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. So I thought maybe we should switch it up a little bit and do something different. I mean, people still have birthdays, right? I mean, I know Christmas is coming, but there are people that are having birthdays soon. So we need to cover all of the things. All right, so let me just grab out one set of these die cuts, and we're going to bring in my dimensionals. So what we're going to do with our first one, this is the smaller one of the two. We're going to flip them over and kind of nest them together. And I think I did this in one of my other classes when I was working with these. And we're going to take some dimensionals while they are nicely assembled here from the back. This is the back side, remember. And we're going to put dimensionals here all around the edges, all around kind of the corners. I'm starting with the corners. And then I'm going to get generous. I'm going to do the sides. And then I'm going to be even more generous. I'm going to do a couple more here and here. This is one that's very heavily dimensional, but now it's like all one piece, right? So I didn't have to get fancy with some teeny tiny glue. It's going to take me a minute to grab off the backings of these. So while I do that, I want you guys to all jump on and tell me where you're from if you haven't done so already. I have some New York friends. I have New Jersey friend. Let's see, who else is watching me today? I can't remember who I said hi to. Of course, my Maine friends, right? So now that all these stickies are off, we're going to just center this right on this other die cut. So it's a bit of white on white, but it gives us a bit of relief from the busy that's going to go on here with all of our stamping. Now, this is an optional piece that you can use. We'll tuck that in at the end. Let me get rid of my little scrappy things here. These little backers that end up all over the house because they follow me around like puppies. And then we're going to talk a little bit about all of the things in your kit and what you're doing with them. So we've got some pretty and pink paper. We've got some frosting. We've got our cake stand. We've got our little flowers, 3 of those. There's 3 of those in there. These are the 2 leaves that are in there, and I've done a little banner. This one we're going to do with our ink. We're going to do cherry cobbler, and we're going to go ahead and celebrate. I can find my word celebrate. And we're going to decorate our cake. You didn't know this was a cake decorating class, did you? When you signed up for this one, you thought we were just making fun fold cards. We're actually decorating cake today. So celebrate's just going to fit right here on this little scrap that I'm sending you. You're going to have a whole bunch of scraps. Now, if you don't want to fussy cut it, it still works just like that. And then while we have our cake out, let us talk about cake. So fun facts. My grandson, Edison, is going to be 5 this week. And I saw him over the weekend, and we said to him, we had a group of us, Edison, what kind of birthday cake would you like? And he said he would like pumpkin cake. I thought that was very interesting. I feel like pumpkin cake is maybe what he said because it's like pumpkin season, and maybe he's got pumpkin on the brain. But hey, pumpkin cake, maybe with some cream cheese frosting. So I thought, okay, that's awesome. We can do a pumpkin cake. Meanwhile, today's cake for our card is very pinkish. So you're going to see here that you have a piece of pink in your kit. You're going to be using the dies from the Cake Celebrations bundle. So you're going to grab both of these, you're going to die cut those, and that's going to be your cakes here. So we're doing a 2-layer cake. We've got a larger on the bottom, smaller on top. So those are where those dies come from. The cake stand, let's see, that was our Celebrate. That's probably flowers. This is probably your cake stand. You're going to look through these and find all of your things here. So you're going to stamp your cake stand in Pebbled Path is what I chose. Now, if you have any smoky slate, basic gray, that works really nicely. I did mine in Pebbled Path, and then I die cut it. So there's your cake stand there. And then we've got, the frosting. So here's my little frosting pieces. So this die right here is a single die, and it cuts out these 2 layers of frosting. So you'll have one for each size of your cake. If I pop them on here for just a second, maybe you can see how they kind of go on there. You've got some paper here to do some leaves. You've got a little cherry cobbler here. We're going to go ahead and die cut out this cute little banner for our card. And then you've got some paper here as well. I may not have grabbed everything, but you have some paper here for these cute little flowers. One for the leaves. So the flowers are actually 2-step stamping. So in this case, you've got 3 outlines, which I did in the Pretty in Pink ink. And then I use these little kind of sparkly looking insides to do in Cherry Cobbler. So this is what they look like. There's a die cut for each of these shapes. So I did 3, and then I did the 2 leaves. So there are 2 leaves here as well. And I did those in Granny Apple. So if you're wondering what colors I'm using, I've got my leaves are in Granny Apple Green. They just make really awesome little leaves there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and, I need the Pretty Pink back out. We do have to decorate our cake, as mentioned earlier. I have everything die cut and ready, so we're good to go there. Let me find the stamps that I need now to do my cake work. All right, so I've chosen these 2 stamps right here from the stamp set. One of them looks like this. It just looks like almost like a plain rectangle. And the other one I took was this longer, swooshy looking stamp. So let me show you how I did these. I've got Pretty in Pink ink, and I know I've got Pretty in Pink paper here, but I like to add a little bit of texture, and I feel like the stamping of the ink on here is going to do just that. I didn't bother to mount up the small and the large. I just did the large, because the large is going to work on both of them. So hopefully you can see a little bit of kind of like the texture here from the stamping. The top has not been stamped because we need to stamp it again. So you're going to get 2 of them on here, and it's going to kind of fill in your cake here a little bit, just like that. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Again, this is going to be bigger than our small layer, but it's okay. Just saves you on mounting up an extra stamp. So there's Pretty in Pink. We've frosted our pink cake is basically what we just did. Now we're going to grab out this kind of swooshy one in Cherry Cobbler, and we're going to add a little bit here. And you can rotate this if you want it to kind of be different. So you're adding in the layers of your cake here, giving it kind of that little cherry ganache maybe. There's some kind of glaze, I'm not sure, but it's just fun to add the colors here for sure. So there we go. I think I've got everything done for this. I did not stamp the back with you live, but again, I'll show you what I did. I've got Happy Birthday in Cherry Cobbler, and I just followed through again with those cute little flowers in Pretty in Pink and Cherry Cobbler. So let's go ahead and get this one assembled. Let me move this die before I lose it and move out anything that we don't need. There we go. All right, so we're going to just go ahead and finish putting this one together. Now, we already got this layer started, so we're going to just kind of slide these off here for just a second. And we're going to put this on. So we don't want to put adhesive on everything because this is going to have a little bit of overhang here on each side. So there's going to be a little bit of overhang. So what we want to do is we want to add our adhesive just really right in the middle. So go ahead and put some in the middle and then put this down. You can kind of center this top to bottom. You can center it side to side a little bit, but it's just that easy, right like so. Now we're going to start adding in our little elements here. I'm going to start at the top with this cute tiny little banner, which is really tiny. So it just needs a little bit of glue here on the banner part. I did not put any on the little side sticks, if you will. And we're going to just kind of put this up here at the top. This one you may get sticky fingers on because it's probably going to be one of those kinds of, celebration cakes. We're going to get a little messy. Now we're going to start with the bottom, and we're going to come in with our little plate. And we're going to come down here. This sits beautifully, kind of centered it side to side. And just here at the bottom, this little cake plate just fits right like that. And we're going to bring in our big cake layer first. And I'm going to just kind of tuck it just a little bit underneath. Got a little wiggle room here yet. We're going to kind of underneath the cake a little bit. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to come in here and we're going to do this one underneath just a little bit. So there we go. So we've just added the cakes to our little ensemble here. Now we're going to come in with the frosting. So there's 2 of these that die cut at the same time. And I did this in white. So one of them fits right across here on the long layer of the cake, and then one fits right here shortly on the other layer of the cake. Get some nice layers of cake. Now you can, if you're making a tall card, a slimline card, you could make lots and lots and lots of layers, like lots of layers if you wanted to. Now here's where we're just going to decorate our cake a little bit. So we're going to add in our little greens, a little bit of adhesive, and I have mine kind of going up this way. And we get the next guy in here. Now, if you're not a fan of the green glue, I would recommend probably glue dots would be the next best thing to put these little leaves and flowers on. So they will hopefully stick for you. Let's see. I'm going to grab out my little take your pick tool because it might just be easier to work here with 2 hands. And we're going to pop this one down. And then the back side of the take your pick tool, which I see a glue dot on from an embellishment most likely. See if I can get that off of there. That's going to cause some trouble later on. So that just helps me to pick some of these up, that little putty end. And I'm gluing left-handed. Hopefully that's going to work out okay. And then pop it down. And then if you want to like hold it with that instead of sticky fingers, you've got this little spatula end. The other side of this has that great little pointy thing that helps get your dies out of your paper. I should say your paper's out of your dies. So we're just going to flip this over and hold that down. So we're just putting those on there just like that. And our cake is beautifully decorated. Now, Celebrate needs to come in here. We're going to do a really quick fussy cut. I want to know if anyone's ever made like a 3-panel card like this. I mean, it's really pretty easy. The nice thing is that it uses less paper than a traditional card. Now I know you don't have the size on the inside, right, to write a book. So if you're writing a book to your friend, your loved one, you know, probably this isn't your thing. But if you're trying to save on some paper, you can definitely do so with this kind of a card, because this is just a simple card base. I didn't have to go ahead and add like a big insert. I didn't have to have a ton of layers on it. So it's really awesome. So here we go. We're going to pop Celebrate on dimensionals. We're going to put it right here, kind of at the bottom. We need a little bling here still. Again, I did not do the back side of it or the inside verse. You will get a paper. You will get a paper to put this onto your card if you want to. So this is the last thing we could also do is add this. So if you wanted to add this extra frame right here, so you can see here that this would fit just like this, giving you a bigger area there. So kind of like eyeball it, see if you like it. Now if you want that on here, here's how I'm going to ask you to do it, or I'm going to suggest you do it, I should say. Just go ahead and add some glue, top and bottom here. Just right like so, because you don't want to glue the whole thing. Again, this is going to be loose on the sides. So then you can just fit it back into space here. Fits nicely. And we're just going to hold that down for a little second. And while we do that, we're going to look for an embellishment called Iridescent Pearls. I feel like pearls and pink are like a perfect combination. So these are actually from the annual catalog. They're in the annual catalog. We can use some different sizes here as well if you want to. I'm going to just take a couple off of this sheet, I think. I popped them right here on the center of the flowers. You can certainly add whatever embellishments you want as well. And there it is, sweetly done, just like this. So here is the more blingy version, and here's the more plain version. And I would love to know which card you'd like to send, me to send you for your birthday. Do you like the blingy version or do you like the plain version? Because they're both really, really cute. So that is our triple panel fun fold card. Hopefully you guys are loving the fun folds. We've got 2 more to go. So I'm trying to keep this kind of going in the direction of, let me see if I can see what you guys are seeing. Lynn says she loves it. Hi, Carol. Oh my gosh. It's great to see you on here. And Donna likes the blingy side. It's kind of funny. We had such a mix at class on Saturday of gals that kept it kind of plain and gals that were like, nope, it's got to have some shiny fun stuff on it. So really fun card to make. Again, this is a triple panel fun fold card. You've got room here on the back. Now, if you really wanted to, you could fill in more white cardstock on here and just kind of continue the party on the back, if you, or designer paper, however you want. So there is our triple panel card. I'm going to set this one aside. Try to find these all later. Oh my goodness, I have so many cards everywhere right now. All right, probably set those ones aside too. Okay, we're going to move on to card number 3. Now, I need to know in the comments if you have ever done something so cute as this. This is a really cute card, by the way. This is called a rocker card. Let me get my card kits out. We are going to be using the Otterly Amazing, I want to say Amazing Otters. The Amazing Otters that came through my pond this fall and cleaned out all my brook trout. I might have to say, I told my husband, Frank, I said, look, Frank, I'm using Otters, an Otter stamp set. Stampin' Up came out with a whole suite. The Otters are adorable. The paper is adorable. There's ribbon. There's bling. There's all these great things in this Otter suite. And all he said was, why are you using Otters? Because we're a little mad at the otters that appeared locally. We just stocked our pond for the first time this spring with some brook trout. And the next thing we know, we've got otters moving in. And they ate them all. Like, my fish are gone. We have to start over, and then we have to deter the otters next year. But meanwhile, no otters will be harmed. This is an otter rocking card, and they are really cute. It's really cute. I just, you know, not my fish pond, please. Okay, so rocker cards go like this, right? So you've got the circles, and they rock. So hopefully you can see that it rocks. This is a really fun card, and it's all about, right now, the deckled circles. There's a ton of deckled circles here in this, 14 of them in this die set. They're always on low inventory, but fortunately they've still been around. So this is how we made this cute little otter card. Now, if you check out rocker cards, or maybe you've made one, let me know if you've made one. You go to Pinterest and look at rocker cards. There's so many things you can do. You can do more than just add circles to the top. You can do a ton of things. But this is, I mean, the otters are really cute. I do love them. Just in stamp form only, please. So, okay, back to the otters and all the cuteness of this card. So you're really getting a lot of bang for your buck on this card kit, because I'm already going to be die cutting pretty much everything. Like, pretty much everything. The only things you're going to be die cutting for this card kit would be anything that has to do with the Otterly Adorable bundle. So that makes that nice, right? So you're getting all of the makings of the card and the topper. So I'm sending you all these deckled circles, and all you have left over is some paper here that you are going to work with. Of course, you're going to do some stamping too. So we're going to talk about what we're doing here. We have a cute little log here for pecan pie. We've got some boulders or rocks here that I did in gray granite. So those are going to fit on there. You're going to do your 2 longer leaves in, I believe this is Granny Apple Green. And of course, we've got a little bit of pumpkin pie here for the smaller of these little leaves right here. So there's 2 on this die. They come out and they die cut 2. They will come out and die cut separate. I did not die cut, so you can, if you want to, adorable otters. You can stamp and die cut them. You can die cut these shapes out, but because the otter fits so perfectly on the circle, and because there's a lot that goes on in my card classes when I do them in person, so I just wanted to make things as easy as possible for my stampers, and instead of die cutting one more thing, because they're always busy at those machines, we just stamped the little otter right on the circle, which is what we're going to do right now. So let me move all of these things out of the way. Those are things that you'd be getting and working with. And let's talk about how we're going to put these together to make this. So you can see here, this is the topper. This is your insert. So you're getting a 1/2 of one for an insert. All the little parts and pieces. I have too many kits going on right here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue this. And I know the paper is gorgeous on both sides. Just keep in mind that the design you use is going to be opposite on the back, right? So the swirly water works really well here. I did have one of my stampers, Lexi, she did actually use this side. So when she folded it in half, the fronds were going this way, but on the back side, they were kind of going upside down, which isn't a terrible thing because they look very natural, but just keep in mind there is orientation when you do this card. So we're just going to go ahead and lightly adhere these together, right? I'm not using gloppy glue because we got to score this in half. I wonder if I have directions on that somewhere. I don't know if they made the bin. Let me review my sloppy notes. Sloppy notes. We're going to score it at 2.5. 2.5 it is. Okay, let's move some things out of the way. We're going to bring in our trimmer again. So once you've got your your card bases, Lost Lagoon, and your designer series paper, we're going to bring this in. We're going to put the top of this right here. Hopefully you can see this. Let me go back over and make sure. Jess says her rocker card wobbled. I totally understand that, Jess. We're going to come over here, we're going to push the top of the circle here to the top of the trimmer. We're going to find 2.5 here on the side, come down. This is 2.5 right here. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that your water is going to work well, your design I should say. So we're going to go this way. I want to make sure that's right there at 2.5. I think that'll work for my water. No, maybe I want to go this way a little bit more. Make my waters kind of straight across. All right, 2.5, we're scoring. And you have to score it a little bit harshly because you are going through not only the cardstock, but also the DSP. And then you basically want to make sure that at this point you are getting it kind of half and half. I could have probably scored that a little bit better. I'm going to give that a little fold here with my thumb to get it going in the right direction. And then we're going to bring in the bone folder and give it a harsh scoring here, right here, like so. So the point is to put it here and then it rocks a little bit, right? So super cute. So we have the water here on the back side. The water still looks like it's in good form. So our water is well formed. Now I'm not going to stamp the inside tonight because this is more about the fun folds and the stamping. I did your Otterly Amazing in Pecan Pie. We've got a few little bubbles in Pool Party, and then we've got the pumpkin pie right there. So you can see how cute that is. But we are going to do some more of this because I think you want to see how this little guy goes on here. So he's got this cute little curve to him, which I think is great. I feel like there's all kinds of stuff on my memento pad here. So we're using the memento pad. It is water-based black ink. Works really well with the Stampin' blends. And I'm going to kind of go all over that. We're going to bring this in and we're going to get this guy on here and onto the curve. His body just is perfect for circles. In case you don't want to die cut, I mean, like, how cute. How cute. Like, they're so cute. Why are they so destructive? All right, we're going to come in with some of these blends. I've got the SU 900, and I'm just going to add a little bit of lightness kind of around his muzzle, and then coming down through here, through kind of his chest area and into his belly. Just give him kind of a lighter look right here. So that's all you're going to do, a little bit just like that. And then we're going to come back in. Now I've got the Pecan Pie light and dark blends, so we're just going to do a little bit of blending here, and I'm just going to do kind of around the rest of him completely. And then we'll add in a little bit of shading with some dark blend of the Pecan Pie. So we're just going to do this kind of quickly here so we can move on to more progresses. So let me, I will be looking at comments later on to see who else has made rocker cards. Now rocker cards have been around for a while. I had never made one. I saw them, they were cute. I figured they wouldn't be difficult to make, and they're really not. You can use any circle dies that you have. It just so happens that the deckled circle dies that Stampin' Up! Carries right now are really perfect for this rocker card because there's so many sizes, as you can see. 14 of them. That's a lot. It's one that I'm glad they keep restocking because it seems to be working really well. All right, so I'm going to just come back in with the dark a little bit and just shade a few things here on my little guy here, and then we're just going to kind of call him good, get him like tucked into his card here so he's going to ignore the fish though. So there's fish on this card. He's not really going to eat them. He's going to hang out with them. They're friends, right? Fish in cartoon life, aren't they? It's like that's the way. They're friendly to each other. There's no food chain in card making. All right, I'm coming back in with the light here just to kind of blend these two together a little bit more. I might have missed a few spots, so I'm just kind of roughly grabbing some. And then I'm going to come back one more time, and we're going to just bring in this light color again, and I'm just going to push this light color right into everything. So I'm pushing it into the sides where the brown is, and that is where you really get a much better blending line, right? So I'm not leaving the harsh lines between. I'm pushing this color into the browns next to it, so that kind of gives us a nice look there. Not sure why I have this one in here. Maybe this is supposed to be from another card. We're not doing anything with that one, but we are going to do a few bubbles real quick in the pool party. So we've got these cute little bubbles, and then we're going to do pumpkin pie fishes. I thought the pumpkin pie fishes would be really cute. I started with pool party on the fish, but then I realized it needs to be brighter and more fun. So we're just going to bring these guys in here just like so. We're going to add a few bubbles to the fish, and I think we're good there. We're going to add a little tiny bit of pool party to the actual the circle itself, because this is really white. It doesn't look like water at all, right? So when you bring in a little bit of this and just kind of shade very lightly, I'm shading it heavier where the bubbles are, but we're just going to add a little bit of this in and around. So it's not pool party paper, it's just kind of has that little tint now of blue to it, which I think works out really well. The last thing we're going to do with ink, though, is we're going to take our gray granite, and we're going to bring in those little rocks that we die cut, those little river boulders, if you will. And we are going to make them go from flat cardstock to something that has like a little bit more texture to it. So, oh yeah, right ink. Let me move that one aside. Gray granite dauber. And we're just going to daub on some of this ink right here. And it's going to go from a really plain cardstock that looks to me one-dimensional and flat. When we add in that little bit of texture, it absolutely changes it completely. So it just makes it look way more realistic. So always add ink. If you've got something that is just not working for you, something's off on your card, you're like, man, it needs something more. I'm going to tell you it needs ink. Please, ink. All right, let's put this together. We're going to put these two circles together. This is going to be really quick and easy. From here on out, we're just adding things onto our card. Now you do want to keep in mind, and I did forget to tell my gals, but I think they all kind of worked with it really well. So your card envelope, your basic envelope, if you want this to fit in here, you have to pay attention to how far up or down you put this circle so that it fits into your envelope. Now a good way to do that is to either grab out your envelope, put your card, the base here, and then you can put the glue on here, right like just like this, right? We're just gonna do this. Put your adhesive here, put your circle on top, making sure it's gonna be into the envelope width, which is about, it's a little over 4 1/4, I believe. It's probably, let me see. Oh, it's just a little over 4 1/4. So you really don't want this to be longer than 4 1/4, or you know, put this together next to a ruler, however it works best for you. I feel like for a visual, using the envelope itself is going to really help you. So there he is, really cute on there. And now we're going to add in all these little fun bits. So let's start with the greens and the oranges. I guess I should say greens and oranges, right? So we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of adhesive here to the bottom of these. These are going to stick off to the side a little bit, so I'm only going to add adhesive onto the bottom, and they kind of float a little bit on this card. They're a little bit fun like that. And we'll put this one right here, and you can adjust these lower if you want to. You can trim them if you don't like how tall they are. These would be easy to trim down so that you don't have to have them like quite as big. Same thing here. We're going to just put a little bit of adhesive somewhere on them and then pop them in over here. And we'll bring in our other pumpkin pie. And this just brightens the blues of this card, the blues and greens. The orange here just gives us a little pop of color, right? And it just works really well. Now for this cute little log here that's in this die, I want you to notice there's almost like a little, like a tag holder here. I actually use that with this ribbon. This is part of the suite, the Otterly Adorable Suite. Get this great cording. If you've missed some of the products that are in the online store, I actually did an unboxing of my November online exclusives at some point a while back. I went through the entire box. So my bow here is actually through this little die cut, and I'm going to send you some twine. I'm going to send you some of this soft cording. Actually, it's awesome. I just haven't determined how much, because the only time I've done this is just basically off the spool. So I have to figure out how much I'm going to put in each of the card kits, so you have enough to make a little bow, but not too much, because you know, you don't need all of it. You just have to try it out and see what you think. And as I do this, I'm trying to make a tiny bow, and it's not going to work. I'm going to make a big bow. So we're going to come back through again. We're going to bring out a little bit more of this beautiful ribbon. This is where I'm generous handing stuff out, because I'm like, if I can't do it in 5 inches, I don't expect you to do it with 5 inches of twine. You need like 10 inches of twine. We'll just double it. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Cute, cute, cute. Do I have that on the right side? Oh, geez. Look at that. We're going to make this work. This is where you bring in a glue dot, and you want to probably... Anyway, because wow, this is slippery today. I'm slippering around here with this. Okay, we're going to call that as good as it's going to get today. So this twine is gorgeous in color. It is a little bit slippery, right? So it's kind of, well, I think they call it satin. I believe that is very named well. It's very well named, I should say. All right, so a couple of, make sure I got the right side here. A couple of dimensionals here on this cute little log, if you will, and we're going to pop this on here. So he's going to come right here. He's going to kind of anchor my little otter here, and the little greens have a little bit of this cute little bow here. I'm just going to knot that one more time. Oh my goodness, it really is a cute card. I think this one is cute. Hope you guys think so too. Now, the last thing we've got are these cute little river rocks, if you will. We're just going to put these on flat with a little bit of adhesive, and because we already have this log on dimensionals, we can stick these on the background, slide them into place if you need to, underneath a little bit. They're really easy to position. And then from here, all you would be doing is the stamping on the inside. This is a really cute set. Check out all the papers. Go into the online store, check out the papers, check out the river rocks. I forgot about the river rocks. And these are called Riverside Irregular Pearls. I'm making names up as I go today. These are really cute too. This is part of the suite. So these ones I couldn't wait to use. They've got these kind of blue and gray tint. Perfect for this card. I've got some here, as you can see. So we're going to just pop on a few more and just use the variety, right? Because they're really cute. We're going to put one up here, and then I think we'll take a small one, and they are different sizes. We'll take a small one and put it over there. So there we go, our cute little rocker cards. Whoops, I was trying to rock them both at the same time. They are super cute. I really do. This one was one of the favorites of the class, just because it is so stinking adorable. Now the greens do get bent up a little, you know, they're a little flopsy here, just because of the nature of the card, but super cute. Hope you guys are loving this one. Let me clean up this mess here real quick. And by clean it up, I mean shove it in a bin and move it. And then we're going to get into our last card. Now, I know this is going to be a little bit longer of a class today. We have a lot happening with this one for sure. And hope you guys are liking the otters. It is really cute. I'm glad you like it. Oh, good. Kelly, I'm glad you enjoyed the envelope tip. I try to make things easy. I try to make things as easy as possible and visual. I'm a visual person. I feel like it's good to have those visuals when you're trying to figure out, you know, what's going to fit where. All right, so this last card is called a diorama card. It is probably the trickiest card that we're going to be doing. So this one's going to be a little bit trickier. Flo says this is a cute card for Valentine's Day for grandkids. Absolutely. There are so many ways that you could use this card. Super, super cute. Okay, we're going to go into, before I show you this card, I'm going to show you the stamp set. Happy Hibiscus. We're going to use the circle. So Happy Hibiscus is a hybrid embossing folder and dies combination. So when you get this, you got the stamp set, which is photopolymer. It's got lots of pretty flowers. You got congratulations, you make me smile, thanks for being so kind. We've got the embossing folder, which is absolutely gorgeous. Love the embossing folder, but the dies work in the embossing folder so that you can die cut and emboss at the same time. Oh, as well as stamp. So we're doing all of these things all together with this one today. This one is our grand finale card. Of course, it's going to be kind of fancy, right? We got the fancy card. This is a diorama card, and I'm going to kind of try to sneak in here quickly and just kind of show you this from above. So you can see that it's got some dimension to it here. And this is what it looks like. When I flip it up, we've got those beautiful flowers on the inside of it, and then we've decorated the outside, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So this is our last card. This is the trickiest card. Now when you get your card kits this week, this is the only one that I may be folding in half. It starts with a 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of cardstock. So this is the hot dog cut. You get 2 of these out of the 8 1/2 by 11 paper because you're cutting it in half on the 8 1/2 inch width. And I'm going to score it in half at 5 1/2 as one of your scores right here, because it's going to make it easier for me to mail it to you. You're going to need all kinds of stuff on the inside. So basically, you're going to have to finish the scoring process, right? So you're going to put this in your trimmer here on the long length. I'm going to go ahead and open up this arm, and we're going to take a look at the scores here. Now I've already got mine ready to go, but I'm just going to go through here with you quickly. So you're going to start way over here. My paper's way off to the side. 1/2 inch is right here, really close. Score at 1/2 inch, score at 1 inch. Move it over, score 4 1/2, score it at 5. Then the 5 1/2 score is what's going to be here right now. So I've already got 5 1/2 in there for you. You're going to go to 6 and score, 6 1/2 and score. Then you're going to move all the way to 10, and then you're going to do 10 1/2. 10 1/2 will be your last score right here on the end. So it's going to seem like it's super tiny score. And these are all the score lines. And I don't know if you can see all of them, but there's a lot of score lines in here because it has to fold up like this. So there's a lot of scoring going on. If you tuck them in well, I think there's a way that I had both of these that would fit in here. If you tuck in all your score lines, you actually get this cute little package like this, and all the score lines are in here like so. And we are using this, we're going to decorate it and work with it like this before we put it together. So I just wanted to share with you kind of how that goes. And I didn't go too crazy with this one because I wanted to work with you on a lot of the things. There's a lot going on here with this one for sure. So let's get into it. Thanks for hanging out with me today for this Fun Fold card class. If you are just jumping in, we are on card number 4, and I have all kinds of stuff in here. I have all my die cuts in here. So your card kit will have, again, some of the papers and things in here. We're going to work with some of these, and I've already done some of the die cutting and things ahead of time because there's so many things that go into this card. This is a pretty fancy card, right? So the first thing we're going to do, actually, I may have to do this part for you. I'm just thinking. I like to send you like card kits that you can really just jump and go with. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this beautiful piece of Winter Meadow. Surprise! Designer Series paper. You guys didn't know this was Winter Meadow, did you? You just saw this beautiful gray marble and you're like, ooh, that's pretty. We're going to glue this to the front. We're just going to glue, just like our very first card, the interlocking square. We're going to do the 4 outside edges. Pick a side. These are identical. It doesn't matter which one you pick, but just pick a side and glue this down on here. It's going to go top to bottom, but there's going to be a tiny little space between the 2 edges where it folds and folds. So there's just a little bit of gray in there, but I kept this the colors so that if you didn't quite get it completely perfect, it's not gonna, no one's gonna know. No one's gonna know because it is so close. Now we're gonna bring in our stylish square die, which I think I buried. And this is not a square, stylish circle die. Let's start over. Stylish circle die. We're gonna die cut this, and I actually have to do this because I didn't do it ahead of time. So we're gonna bring in the cut and emboss machine. We're gonna just do one little bit. I've done so much die cutting for this class ahead of time, and this is where we have to open this up, and we're gonna put the whole thing through at the same time. Like the whole length is gonna go through basically, but we're gonna put that on there kind of toward the top. And as it comes through here, you're going to see the entire length of the card base, like right, the whole thing coming through. And you don't have to go over it more than once. It's going to work perfectly fine. This is our little circle right here. And just like on our first card, because we didn't glue them down, right? We actually have, they come apart. You've got two of these shapes. And we're going to go ahead, there's our card base, just like that, right? So a little scoring. Again, you could put a different shape in here if you wanted to for the diorama part. And then once we put it together, we've got all this going on. So in your card kit, you have all kinds of papers too. Like I said, I've done a few things ahead of time. So this one right here will work with the, there's a circle die in this. I love when they sneak in like a label and a circle die. So you've got some Calypso Coral for this circle die, which makes this one. You have this cute little petal pink. We've got all these little flowers up here. So bring them down in here. There's 4 different flowers. So 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers. You're going to die cut those. On a piece of white, you're going to die cut, you've got 2 pieces of white here. So I want to share with you. You're die cutting leaves and you're die cutting the label. Okay, so I've got my leaves and label. Let me get all my little parts and pieces up here so you can kind of see. Then on the green, you're going to stamp 2 of the leaves, which are way over here. One of them's upside down. So there is a little bit of stamping here. If I can find the kit again. I just want to point out that this is 2-step stamping on these leaves in case you didn't, and the flowers as well. There's some 2-step stamping here that you can do. So I chose the outline of the leaf for this card. And then if you wanted to, there's an inner as well. So there's inners and outers on that one. But I did the leaves and die cut those already. So I want to get all those ready for you. You've got tiny little strips of designer series paper. Don't lose those. I've got for 2 kits here. So let me move those over. Then you've got 2 white identical pieces of paper. One of them is going to be the back of your card. So if I flip this over, this is how I did the back of the card. The other one's going to go on the inside. So that's where it goes like tucked into this part right here. So we'll work on those together. I'm not going to stamp the back today. We're just going to work on the fun fold part really. And then you've got this piece right here that is the petal pink. And let me just move these aside and get these out of the way so we're not confused by all of these things. Get everything out here that we still need. We don't need those. And we're going to talk about the petal pink here. This is where we're going to do those gorgeous hibiscus flowers, which are inside there and absolutely stunning. So if I move all this up, we are going to die cut one more time, but we're going to bring in the big hibiscus flower stamp. And we're going to bring in, so we've used Old Olive for the leaves, Old Olive on Old Olive. We've got Poppy Petal and Calypso Coral. We also had Pecan Pie. What did I do with Pecan Pie? I don't think Pecan, I think, oh, that was supposed to be in with the otters. I did the sentiment and pecan on the otters. Okay. Sometimes things just get a little miscombobulated, right? There's a lot going on here. So we have a big hibiscus stamp. It's 3 flowers and it's on 1 stamp. We're going to go ahead and stamp this onto our cardstock. So we're doing petal pink ink on petal pink cardstock. I can see that my petal pink maybe needs a little ink refill. It's kind of light, but that's okay. We can still work with this. This is where we're going to emboss and die cut at the same time. Let me find my dies. This is the hybrid embossing folder. So we're going to open this up. We've got our little trio of dies here. So we could die cut this just like this, but we're going to emboss it at the same time. So we're going to give it the texture. So we just have to decide how this is going to fit in here. You're going to find these 3 flowers right here. I think this is where they go. Every time I do this, I do it upside down. Nope. Flip. We're going to do it right here. Okay. Nope. Flip. Okay. Let me try this again. Every time I like, okay, I do this like all day Saturday. I did this. I showed people this is how this goes in here. And it should lock into place. It should fit in here nicely. And then basically what we're going to do is, I feel like that is correct. We're going to get this in here now. We're going to flip this over this way. So I know my big flower is right here and it needs to end up over here. So we're just going to estimate how it's going to go. And then we're going to flip it over. I actually did this like almost perfectly. Here's where I normally would wiggle this around a little bit, my cardstock, and I just think I just wiggled my dies out. So let's try this again. We're going to try to lock these back down. Okay, this is live. We're doing a live card class, so of course I'm struggling. We're going to put this back in here. Flip it. Look for a good fit on this and hope that everything goes well this time. And I probably should have done this ahead, but you know, I was like, I can do this live. I don't think I have this quite lined up. Nope, nope, nope. Let me start one more time. This is the right side, right? Let me just, yeah, it's got to be that side. It's not that side. It's this side. Okay. One more time. You can fast forward through this part if you're watching me later on and you're like, oh my goodness, the struggle here. All right, we're going to flip this over. I'm going to hold the dies with my thumb this time. Line these guys up. I think the problem is I can't really see my ink as well as I want to. The ink is kind of light on this one. I feel like it's not working. All right, plan B. Plan B. We're going to go ahead and die cut these and then emboss them. So this is another workaround that we discovered at the card class on Saturday, because one of my gals was like, we should just go ahead and die cut them. And I'm like, no, wait, they also fit in the embossing folder. So we did this. So if my struggle resonates with you and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so hard, I can't do it, you don't have to. So we're going to die cut it first. I'm going to grab out just the base plate and I'm going to get rid of all of my clear plates and all of my shims and all of that kind of stuff. We're going to grab out, so they've die cut out my little dies here, right? So here's my flowers. Right here I've got 1, 2, 3 flowers. And now we're going to go ahead and put these back in here. This time what we're going to do is we're going to, let's say, find the right spot here. Slide my plates out of the way and my trimmer. Okay, so I've got the embossing folder. I've got the die set back in here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cookie cutter in these. And if Cindy's watching me, she's like, yeah, we did this together. Which way does this go? Maybe it's got to go this way. Now I'm having visual problems, which is why I like to do different make it easy. Wow, it's not gonna, why does it not fit in here? I don't know why it's not fitting in here. I feel like you guys are telling me. All right, so that one's going that way. So we've got it in upside down, we're good. Now let me see if I can figure this one out, the puzzle here. Think about your puzzles. Okay, it goes that way. Now we're going. Okay, and then this one's an easier one. Okay, so these are in the little die, already die cut, but we're going for the embossing part of it. So if you can see right here that it's going to be embossed, now you know how to do it a different way. So the folder is closed and it's going into the rollers first. We're just using the gray plate. When you use a thick embossing folder, you're always using your gray plate. Even with the dies in it, you're still going to use the gray plate number 4. So you definitely want to use that. And now we've got our flowers. They're technically die cut twice, but that's okay. And we've got the really great little bit of dimension to them. There we go. We did it. Wow, that struggle bus. That struggle bus was real today, but that's how we do that. Now, if you did it in one fell swoop and die cut and emboss at the same time, because you had easy lineup, your paper would actually look like this. So you'd be embossing everything. So now that we got that part out of the way, let's continue on and add some fun ink colors to our flowers, because right now they're pretty boring. They're pretty, but they need more work. So we're going to go ahead and bring in some inks, because inks are just like absolutely my favorite thing to do. So we're going to bring in some, actually we're going to start with Petal Pink. Petal Pink, blending brush. Hopefully I have enough ink in my pad here to add, we're going to kind of go over the whole thing and deepen down this petal pink on Petal Pink. And then we're going to bring in some other colors as well. So just a quick splash of this with your brush. It's already making it look a little bit more lively. so that's good. That's exactly what we need. Now we're going to come in with some poppy, and we're going to do a little bit of some ink along the edges. So this is where they're really going to come to life. So we're going to add in this extra color. And don't be shy about adding in color. If you start farther out and go toward the outer edge, you're going to get a little bit of that lighter feathering toward the middle. And then you're going to have some really pretty bold, as I'm looking at these, I think I stamped these in Calypso. I might have to rewrite my directions. My directions probably aren't really well done, but you're getting, this is actually a little bit different. So this is going to give us a different look at the flowers. So if you stamp this in a darker color to begin with, you're going to have the darker centers. So these are very dark centers compared to these. I've got very light centers in there. So I might come in. I do like this though. It is pretty. This is where I love to play with ink. I love to get these colors. So Poppy, Parade, Calypso Coral, which I'm grabbing now. I think I have a brush for the, I have a blender. I'm going to add a little bit of color here in the middle. I'm just going to brush some on there just to darken down the middles a little bit. So I like to use different tones of ink as well, so that you're getting just all kinds of color. I don't like to be too monotone in any kind of way. So there we go. We're adding in, that one's going to be kind of dark because there's not a lot to work with on the smallest one. I'm trying to just hit the higher areas here of these. So just something different. So absolutely play with your flowers, make them your own, make them beautiful. Add lots of ink. I do love to add a lot of ink. So here's the bigger two, and they are really pretty. So completely different from my original card, and that is okay because change it up. Absolutely change it up. So on one of the whites, so the white for the inside, we're going to take Calypso Coral, and we're going to take in our stamp set. We've got this little kind of like hashtag looking almost stamp. It's got these little like grid lines to it. So we're just going to add those on top and bottom. You're not really going to see that too much. I didn't use it on there, but it's on the inside. So if you look down in, you'll be able to see it. I'm going to put my flowers on here with some dimensionals. Ooh, my dimensionals were stuck under my trimmer, and that was crazy. All right, I'm going to turn these over. So big difference between the cardstock that we started with, this plain petal pink. I'm going to go ahead and add dimensions to these and then pop them onto my, this is going to be on the inside of the card. The diorama part, the kind of the peek through part. And oh, somebody at card class, Pat, I believe, we were talking about, this card, and she said this would be really cute with a snowman in the middle, kind of, peeking out at you. And I thought that was a really great idea. So when I talk about switching up your themes and your colors, and absolutely, definitely change it all up. Look how pretty these flowers are. I know Kathy fell in love with these hibiscus. She had to have them. So there we go. So that's kind of like what the inside of it's going to look like. It is really pretty. We're going to put the inside on the inside before we start gluing this shut. So you want to just get your inside completely decorated and ready to go. And it's going to come right in here. Again, there's a similar size, exact same size white for the back. So you can flip it over and do the back when you're all done with this. Meanwhile, we can start putting this together. Actually, maybe I'm gonna think about putting this on first. Let's continue with the front before we get crazy. With this one right here, I did grab a little bit of ink and blended out this circle. I'm only gonna do the top bit here because the bottom bit's gonna be completely covered with all the extra little bits and pieces. And I'm gonna bring in dimensionals, and I'm gonna actually put them right here at the just down here at the corner of this circle, and then I'm going to put this circle right here. So that's how I'm adhering this over top. Okay, so it's just like right there. So it's not glued here because you don't want to have glue there. It'll stick to everything. And then we're going to go ahead and do our, oh, you make me smile. You guys are making me smile. We're going to do this in Calypso Coral also. I'm making up colors as I go. I can't remember how I did all these steps. I should probably pay more attention to that, but you make me smile. It's going to go right there on that nice little die cut label. Super cute. Now I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to add a dimensional again to this side of it right here. Like over here, I'm going to put a couple of them, maybe even right like so. This part's going to be glued on here. Before I put that on there though, I want to do all my leaves and such, right? So I've got the old olive leaves, and I've got the white leaves. I just thought it would be really pretty to have some white leaves instead of everything green. But what made this card really stand out for some of my friends was just taking the old olive ink on the edges of the white leaves. So just a little bit, just a hint of green, just to kind of softly add that little bit of color. So you can see how that just really pops it, right? And our eye just automatically thinks the whole thing. I mean, it's very light, right? We've got a lot of white cardstock, but our eyes look at that little bit of green, and that makes the leaf look more green than it did a couple seconds ago. So I just think that's a really pretty way to add some leaves and get that little bit of a delicate look too. Like white leaves are just really fancy. I'm going to just add a little bit of ink here to these as well. I die cut these and stamped these earlier today, knowing that this card class was going to run really long. But there's a lot going on for these fun fold cards, and they're not meant to be. I did a poll. I said, do you guys want really easy cards? Do you want hard cards? And there was such a mix of both, which was fantastic because that way you guys can have it all, right? Some of you like the harder ones, some of you like the easier ones, and I did a little bit of a mix. This one's definitely on the trickier side. I'm just daubing on a little bit of color here onto my petal pink flowers just to give them a little bit of color there. So we've got this. We're going to bring in our leaves. We're going to start putting these together. This bigger leaf is going to come right down here at the bottom, and it's going to come just like so. So we've got this Calypso Coral circle. It's lifted up on dimension, so it just really helps me to sneak things underneath. That's what I love about dimensionals too, is it just gives you the layering abilities that you might not always have. Now, fun fact, if I've got something where I'm layering a ton of things and I don't really need the stem, I'm going to trim it off. It might just get in the way. So we're going to add a little bit of adhesive there, and we're just going to layer our leaves up kind of up and down here a little bit. These little leaves here, this kind of birch leaf and this maple leaf, they've got little slits that come, they die cut into like these little slits. So just be aware that as you're doing this with the glue may kind of come through those little openings. So just kind of take it easy on the glue. That's what I'm saying, or you're going to have really, really sticky fingers. We're going to go ahead and bring this over right about here. So I've got the dimensionals on the one end, and it comes just to the edge here. It comes into my little splash of all these beautiful little flowers. And we're just going to add these in next, kind of cover up some of the little parts that need covering. Now, because these nest, these little flowers will nest, you can add 2 of them together if you want to. So I did that for that one right there. And then you can kind of splay these flowers out as much as you want. You can definitely do more. Just don't cover up your sentiment, right? So you want to make sure you can still see your sentiment. Yeah, one more little flower here. We're coming to the end where we're going to get into the, I'm just trying to decide how far down I want this one to go. Maybe right about there. Okay, before I close this up, I am going to add these little strips here. And they are tiny strips. These are like not quite 3/8, I believe. We're going to skip one section of our card and we're going to go to the next fold over. And they're going to go top to bottom. It just really, I love this kind of gray, really makes these colors just pop. So again, we're going to skip this one and we're going to go to the outside edge on the right side. Okay, so you've got this extra space right here. This cardstock is going to remain undone. Okay, we've got our inside already here. So now we're ready to glue this together. So we're going to start with the inside fold. And if you just kind of look at it to see which 2 pieces are going to stick together, We're going to put the adhesive in there, so where your DSP is, and then basically it's the very where the crease is here at your 5.5. That's the first two that you're going to glue together. These ones will kind of square off right here. And then we're going to glue together these two, and then this one will square off. So I've got to put the glue now on the very end. Tear and tape would work great here as well, if you like tear and tape. And we're going to just pop those together. I like to put it upright so that I can make sure that as I'm gluing these two together, not only are they, well, that they're lining up right, I guess I should say. So we've got them like kind of top to bottom, so they line up perfectly. Now if you fold this flat, it does fold flat to fit in an envelope, and then it's meant to kind of pop open like so. And again, you're going to go ahead and decorate the back as well. So you can see here that that is your diorama card. So the important thing is to make sure you put your insert in here with the item that you need. And this is one that you might have to manipulate a little bit and work on it just like that. I did not put the bling on. What bling did I use? Oh, I used the Pretty Peacock and Petal Pink gems for this one because they worked really well. So you can see here that all my Petal Pink are missing from this package, which will open here. They make the rounds at my class, and sometimes I just bring stuff back upstairs and don't really pay attention to what's where. I just dive right in. So it's kind of fun that way, right? So we're going to just go ahead, we can fold this flat to adhere whatever else we want to put on here. I'm going to just pop on some of these little pearls, again, to the center of the flowers. I just think it's really pretty. We'll kind of pretend we're hitting the center on that one. So just like that, I mean, lots of embellishments are going to work for this card class. And we're going to go ahead and take one last look at this very long fun fold card class. So we've got the diorama card, two different versions really of it because I changed the flowers up quite dramatically. So there's our diorama card, and we have, that was card number 4. Here's our otter card. Our rocker card was card number 3. Super cute card, right? We've got our triple panel birthday card, our birthday cake card, which was a lot of fun. Kind of put these in here. They're going to probably pop open because they're meant to. They're meant to be really fun folds, right? And the first card that we started out with was our square interlocking quite some time ago, right? We had our square interlocking card, which was super cute. I ended up using the same designer series paper on both of them. So I'd love to know in the comments which one you love the most, which one you'd like to try, because I kind of walked you through how you're going to be able to do these. And then of course, if you want the card kits at home this week, you're really getting a good start at all of the card parts and pieces so that you can create your own cards and have just a really awesome fun fold set. You're also going to be getting the card recipes, and I think the card recipes might be the draw this week because who doesn't want them all written out for you, right? So thank you. Lynn says fantastic. Michelle says she looks intimidating, but yeah, you should definitely attempt one. Try the rocker card. I think that one was pretty easy. The interlocking card was pretty easy. Let's see, Jess likes the diorama. It is a really beautiful card. I feel like that one, I try to save the grand finale to make it super spectacular, and I feel like that one with the colors was just absolutely awesome. And I'm looking at your comments. Janice says the triple fold, the pink one. I love the pink one too. Try 3 of the 4. Yep, that's perfect, Flo. I'm glad you're inspired. Okay, Jess likes the diorama. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. This was a super long class. I have my weekly offer, just like I always do, card kits in the mail with your order. You get the recipes. If you go over 55 this week, you're going to get an embellishment. It's just going to be a current embellishment. I'm going to go through my stash. I have a lot of embellishments to hand out, so it'll be something that you can use and have fun with. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll check them out later. Check out the newsletter on Thursday. I will have another fun fold in my newsletter on Thursday. It's a fun fold week, so I'm going to have another fun fold card to share with you. So make sure you're on my email newsletter if you're not yet. Let me know how I can help you to get signed up. All right, everyone, thanks again. And until next time, stay inspired, create something beautiful, share the love. Bye.